And on this occasion, of course, you already know it's the Leadership Lounge, the Leaders Lounge with Coach Don Marie and World Class Training.net. We are so grateful that we're moving forward with more content and to add value to your life because you're significant. World Class, are you in the microphone? World
I
Class.
am. I
There
am.
you
How
go.
are you,
Move it.
Pastor?
We're getting everything set up on our end. Hey,
Yes.
it is time for a marvelous show. If you have questions, if you have comments, and of course, they are appropriate, call 615. I was going to give a number, give a whole nother number, 242-7760. 615-242-7760. I was about to give
My number.
right, right. I'm looking at her about to drop her number.
I do answer my phone, but
right,
yeah,
right. But anyway, we
unless
apologize.
you want to do business,
From
hey,
Tullahoma to Tallahassee, from Toledo to Miami to Mobile to Murfreesboro to Nashville to New Delhi, it is the Yak, the Yolanda and Cornelia Show, the Leaders Lounge. Hey, and if you need leadership coaching, if you need your emotional quotient given, if you need all of those things that I just mentioned, I need you to go to www.worldclasstraining.net. Take one of the assessments.
yes. You can actually call.
Okay,
Yes.
so, okay.
You can call if you want to do business. Yes. And we can talk and have a conversation. It's yes. Please feel free. 615-716.
Oh, we have a call.
9990. Already?
Caller, you there? I am doing great. I am doing great. Who are we speaking with?
This is Elder Angela Scales. This Pastor Cornelius here.
Yes, it is, Elder. How are you doing today?
I just want to give a shout out to you. I did yesterday, but I want you to know how much I really appreciate. The other day you had your homecoming at church, and you didn't realize how hungry I was when I was coming down the street. And I didn't have any money or anything. And I looked over the Lord. I know the Holy Spirit guided me there. But I was coming down the street Sunday after services, and I just so happened to look over to my left, and I saw the church. And then I saw you. I was like, yeah, that is his church. And I went and grab me something to eat. And I just want you to know, because I know it starts with the head. Nobody, now one of your members out there treated me bad and didn't say no, we couldn't serve any and everybody. No, you went at the services. We're not going to give you that. They were super nice. They treated me with so much love and affection, and I know it had to start with the head first, and the head got it from the Holy Spirit. Well, so I just want to just thank you for allowing me to eat with you all. Grab me a plate. I had to go. I grabbed me a plate, and the food was delicious.
Well, thank you, Minister Elder. We thank you. Stay tuned for this marvelous show. You can call back and add comments and add value. 615-242-7760. We're about to start our Leaders Lounge, and that's all about leadership and agape leadership. And if you want the book Agape Leadership, or what will Barack do?
Yes, worldclasstraining.net/AGAPE, because that's exactly what Pastor Hill showed was servant leadership. So yes, please feel free to get that book. And yes, have a great day.
All right, y'all. I'm about to jump across here and get into this Leadership Lounge. You can find it also on YouTube. It will be uploaded later, possibly.
Yes.
All right, go to World Class Training on YouTube or
the World Class Training Institute on YouTube.
And yes. LinkedIn, where do we go?
Dawn Marie Morris or the World Class Training Institute.
It is going to be on both.
It will be, yes.
Wonderful. Hey, y'all, we're about to get into this marvelous discussion. Thank you, Elder Scales, for tapping in. It is the Leaders Lounge with your coach and host, the lovely Dawn Marie Morris. Let's go. What you got, girl?
Well, Pastor, yes, it's so good to always have you here. We said we were gonna first, if I can, announce that we have the Speak Easy Summit coming up on September the 19th and 20th in Nashville, Tennessee. So if you're in sales and you can't effectively articulate a business proposition, if you're in leadership and you cannot effectively communicate the desired goals and outcomes for your team, then you are unlikely to achieve the desired results. So the Speakeasy Summit happening September the 19th and 20th is for everybody who's in
Speakeasy. Leadership.
Speakeasy. It's for leadership.
All leadership.
Sales, yes. Anything, even political candidates who cannot communicate the vision for the community in the way that moves the voters is not going to get the vote. So communication is so important. And I know we're going to talk a little bit about that today. But in addition, I want to invite everyone to enroll in the Speakeasy Summit happening September the 19th and 20th in Nashville, Tennessee.
Slow down. You know, that's in radio land. I know you're talking to me.
September 19th.
Fluidity of your voice, but people are driving, trying to listen and trying to take notes and trying to text and all of that. Don't be texting, but pull over. Speakeasy Summit happens when again?
September the 19th and 20th in Nashville, Tennessee.
How do we register?
You can register at worldclasstraining.net.
All right, Speakeasy
worldclasstraining.net. Yes, thank you for that, sir.
That weekend, of course, you know, I'm quadruple booked, but I want to be a part of possibly a session, and I'm going to, of course, register with the communication.
Well, the beauty is, I'm sure you haven't checked your calendar, but September the 19th and 20th is not a weekend. It's a Tuesday and Wednesday.
It's not.
Yes, it's a Tuesday and Wednesday.
So that means
well, you know, we don't. But for those people who are interested, and also for people who work at organizations, communication skills is a competency that is evaluated on a regular basis. And so a lot of organizations will pay for you to come to this type of training. So talk to your leader or your manager if you're interested in moving up in leadership, or if you're a new leader who wants to strengthen your communication skills. This is the perfect opportunity for you to do that.
Love it. So this vision was birthed when, how?
I had two people who asked me about helping with public speaking because they are not either they're not good at it or they don't have confidence in doing it. And so the second person who said it, I said, you know, someone has asked me to do this. Probably it may have been like a week or two before that. And so I said, I just got to figure out when I'm going to do it. And so really this lady was the inspiration because she said now. I was like,
oh yeah, just now, huh? Just now.
And so to her point, now showed up. So and I was just listening to something today, about how we have to take action. When your now shows
up. Be prepared.
It's in your hands. Exactly. You
have be prepared when your now shows up.
Right.
But if I'm not trained, if I don't have the discipline, if I do have not given myself that push and that drive when my now show up, I will miss that opportunity.
You will miss that opportunity. That is true.
I just love that when my now shows up.
Exactly.
I need you to just let that stew in your spirit, because your now showed up 2 or 3 years ago when you were in corporate and God said graduate.
That's right.
Your now showed up.
My now showed up. But what if I didn't walk in that? Because
you was prepared.
I was prepared, but I also had faith.
Because we don't negate faith. This is a Christian show.
Yes, my now showed up.
Let's talk about the now. Let's talk about the now showing up. There it is. Let's talk about the now showing up.
The now showed up.
When I look at Dawn Marie now, author, consultant, can we say strategist?
Yes, we can.
So many terms that embellish, you know who you are and give you color and all of that.
Right.
But before your now, there was a then.
Right.
I need to know what you were doing then.
Right.
That got you prepared for your now.
Okay.
Yeah, because they see this. They see this. And they just okay. But then.
Right.
Before there was a now, there was a then.
Right.
And I need to know the disciplines of the then that brought you to your now.
Right.
Because there's more opportunities in your now, but your disciplines then make it ever so easy for you to just slide into those places of influence.
What appears to be, and you're absolutely right, because I was at University of Memphis last week, and
shout out to you.
I'm walking, shout out to University of Memphis, had a great time there. But to your point, as I was preparing for the class that I was facilitating, my mind went back to all of the years that I spent traveling for Dick's Sporting Goods, teaching leadership and professional development. So for those who don't know, I supported the Northeast and Midwest regions for them. So I traveled as far up Rhode Island, Portland, Maine, all of that, and then the territories around where I lived, Illinois. But I also traveled to Canada, I traveled to New Mexico, all of that, doing training for them, and having to travel by myself and prepare classes and make sure the room was set up right and make sure that the delivery was where it was. All of those years did train me for when my now showed up. Yeah. Exactly. Because now when I was at the University of Memphis and I'm waiting for the gentleman and trying to make sure that I went there, of course, the day before, not of course, because some people may not do that, but I went the day before to make sure that I knew where the room was, to make sure that I knew what the setup was, the lay of the land, all of those things, so that the participants could have a great experience. But yes, in that moment, I was like, yeah, all of those years that I spent doing that prepared me for moments like I had last week.
Right now.
Yes. For my now. That's true.
I like what you said, and I need everybody who's listening, call in 615-242-7760 if you have a comment or question, of course, and it has to be censored. This is Christian and this is conservative, and we're here to just promote and push worldclasstraining.net and your fitness. Let's not forget your fitness.
Yes.
Because that's how I didn't meet her in the boardroom.
No, you didn't. That's true. That's true, right?
I didn't meet her in the boardroom. I met her. We was on the track.
Yes,
so
that is true.
Fitness is something that you take very seriously as well.
It is. That is true.
So how can we connect with your fitness? And we're going to get back to the other discussion.
Well, when I established the World Class Training Institute, it's really 3 pillars. So it's professional training, leadership training, and fitness training. So through the World Class Training Institute, there's /fitness for anything related to that. And we do have classes coming up in September. So I'll be promoting that momentarily. And you can look for that because we're going to do our 3rd DS60 summer, which I do a summer outside program, small group training. D as in dance, S as in strength, 60 as in 60 minutes.
DS60.
DS60.
Because now, the disc and it's all this.
Yes.
It all ties. I all hear one word.
True. That is true.
And that's something when you're communicating.
Yes, that is very true.
When I hear you tie
what we're talking about. Yes.
So you talked about going a day early.
Yes.
For you.
Yes.
I mean, you're already there. You didn't have to drive 200 miles.
Right.
Or fly, whatever.
Exactly, right.
Which can be a stressor.
It can be a stressor because you don't know what the traffic is going to be. And whenever I'm going to some place that's brand new, I want to know the lay of the land. And so where is the parking? How far is the parking from, especially when I'm going on a college campus? How far is the building from exactly? And so then I can plan what things I may be able to carry, what things I might need to set up beforehand. So yes, it's imperative for me to go a day before, especially to a new environment, to know what I'm going to be doing and what everything is, what the setup is.
I love it.
Yes.
You've taken that stressor away.
Yes.
You arrived.
Yes.
On the University of Memphis. Again, shout out to them.
Yes.
We'll put it the hashtag in the videos. Okay, you get to the building. What were you expecting when you got there? And did it meet your expectations? And how did you have to shift emotionally?
Okay. Well.
Okay.
Well, knowing it's a college campus, it was pretty similar to what I expected from being a college campus. What was different was the room that we were in. It was more of a boardroom setup versus a classroom style. So I had to think differently about how we were going to navigate the movement in the room and that piece. Yeah. So it was different from that standpoint. But yeah, in terms of being a college campus, it was as I expected. Now, I got information on the parking, and that seemed to be different than what I had experience when I was there, which I was like, okay, I'm glad I'm here early so I can know how this is set up and be able to navigate that part. But yeah, but those little things, even they can make a big difference. They can make a very big difference. Yeah. Exactly.
Especially one of the things that throws me off, not to cut you off, but when I'm teaching in say the fellowship hall or a classroom, and then I have to go in the sanctuary.
Yes.
Where you don't do a lot of writing. The mindset is different.
That's true.
And
yes.
Some of the times my behaviors have to shift in order for me to get settled. Okay.
I bet. Yes.
I have to put on a different hat.
Right.
Because I'm in more of the lecture hall as opposed to classroom.
Yes.
And my natural strength, because for years I still am a teacher. I love the classroom.
Yes.
I love a board.
Right.
I love bodies. I love movement. I love the hype. And then you get me in the sanctuary where it's and a more traditional one where it's straight.
Right.
And it's it's a different feel for me even now.
Yeah.
And I think I'm a professional. I mean, I've been doing it 20 years.
Well, it speaks to the idea that environment makes the difference, and it can shift your mindset depending on where you are set up. So you're absolutely right. It can. Now I have had to teach in a sanctuary, so it was it was different, and I had to kind of get my mind around. Okay, how are we gonna navigate this? Because I'm in a sanctuary.
Do I put
and I'm facilitating
anchor paper?
Right.
When I want to break out, there's no room to break out.
Right. Exactly. That's true.
So
right.
That's interesting.
Yes.
But you get over that early in your presentation, right?
Well, I've done it enough where I'm able to adjust. Yes, I've done it enough.
She's done it enough.
I've trained in a number of different environments.
How many times have you think you've spoken in your adult life?
Probably over 1,000 easily. Absolutely. I mean, it was my job. I used to travel from March to November, and we would travel at least 3 weeks out the month. When I was with Dick's Sporting Goods, and I was there at 5.5 years, and I trained before that as well.
Possibly.
Maybe 5, maybe 10, whatever that number is to be an expert. They say you have to have so many hours.
10,000 hours.
I have those hours.
You got it.
And more. Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's what's going to make Speakeasy Summit so impactful.
Yes.
I'm not dealing with a novice.
No, not at all.
You see what she did?
I'm glad you said.
Look what she did.
And it's interesting too, because I think about how many years I spent in corporate America, and now I'm in a business where I have to prove up, to your point, what I do, or who I am.
I don't think about proving up though.
Well, we always have to prove up ourselves. So, but it's a little different when people don't know that you've done it. I had a conversation today with the lady in Georgia, and so she was sharing with me how people come in and she's been disappointed by some speakers who have come in because she said, they may speak well on the phone or they may sell, well, but when they've come to present, then she's been underwhelmed. And so, but I appreciate that.
I like that. Underwhelmed.
Yes.
Underwhelmed. I love that. See, y'all, she has this gift. She has the gift, y'all. She's articulate. She writes well. Not only does she communicate it, she speaks it, she writes it well. Underwhelmed. And sometimes we do get underwhelmed.
We do get underwhelmed. And yes, in her case, I'm sharing with her my background. And that's why I say we're always, up for proving up who we are, which is fine. But it also says to me, while that was a training ground, while I was in, corporate America, like you're saying, hey, you're not a novice. No, I'm not a novice at this at all. But people who don't know that know that.
And they're never underwhelmed.
No. No, they're not.
Never.
They have not been underwhelmed because, like I shared with her, the World Class Training Institute wasn't just named haphazardly.
Okay.
It was named because it speaks to the experience that I want my participants to have. And so
world-class
that's
experience.
Right. Exactly. Yep. I remember when I was talking to the person who would kind of help me work through the verbiage. And he said, well, what do you want it to be? And so I told him, and he actually said world class. I said, that's it. That's it.
That's all.
That's it.
You heard it.
I heard it. And that's
you're
what
world
became
class, sir.
That.
You're world class, sir. I mean, we'll back up the term. You know, we Baptist preachers.
Thank you. But yes, you're right.
That's a different level of dedication and discipline. Let's just use it from the athletic standpoint.
Right.
When we talk about world class speed, those are world class individuals. It's only a few.
Right.
It's not the baseline. It's not where you begin.
Right.
This is what you achieve to.
Exactly.
That's not after world class is the Olympian.
Right.
You move from world class to the Olympian to the, the gods.
Right. Exactly.
So you're there at the world class.
Right.
It's like I'm moving to this, to that, and this is the experience you get.
That's right.
So when I get to the Speak Easy Summit, I'm expecting a world class experience.
Exactly.
So let me tell y'all, with the world class experience comes a cash value.
Right.
Because a lot of times we want the world class experience, but we minimize our investment.
That's right.
So let me break it real plain. Y'all want stuff for free.
Right.
You get nothing for free but a hard time.
Nothing for free.
I'm serious. I'm serious. You get nothing for free but a hard time. And we're talking about a world-class experience.
Yes.
Where we're speaking, where we're learning to communicate, where every leader that we've seen has become great communicators. And y'all, Don and I flow so well. I had something else to talk about. She looked up.
It's okay. No,
she said,
it's good. It's all good.
But
yes,
my then and my now.
Right.
My then and my now. The world class experience.
And I want to speak to what you're saying too, in terms of
what am I saying? What do you hear?
People who may be concerned because they say, "Oh, that's a lot of money to spend on." But some people truly may say that. This is the thing, and we are going to talk in the class about monetization, because there's indirect monetization that comes with being able to speak well. I've been blessed to be able to be on both sides, I believe, because I've been able to experience monetization directly from speaking publicly, but also if you're able to effectively communicate a message, be it a buying proposition from being a salesperson, or even from within a corporate sector, asking for what you deserve based on your business acumen. The better you're able to communicate that, indirectly, your monetization will increase.
Wow.
So it's not a check for you to speak, but it's a check because you've been able to prove up.
Okay. You big on this prove up right now.
Prove up, because that's what
she keeps saying prove
because
up.
You've been able to prove
use that
up.
as a hashtag. Make sure
hashtag prove it up. Yes, you've been
prove up.
You've been able to prove up that your value aligns with the dollars that you are asking for. So, yes, when you're thinking about seminars and sessions like this, and the monetization part, what you're spending for this is a third of what you can make very quickly if you're able to
prove up,
or also go and seek, if you're interested in being a public speaker. And I'm saying 3 times, but it's actually more than that. If you're able to successfully speak publicly, so it's a small investment for a big return. Potentially big return.
Gargantuan.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Gargantuan.
And that's how we have to think about training. To me, it's like, you have to really consider, yes, there's a dollar outlay. I think when I got certified to teach emotional intelligence, I think I paid $1,500 for that. It is more than, off the very first class that I taught. It more than paid for itself.
It paid for itself.
It more
and
more some. than some. So we can't really think about, just hey, I'm buying a shirt and I'm taking a shirt home and that's it. We have to think about training as an investment that pays dividends.
You're so good with it. That's why you need to speak easy. See how it all flowed and rolled out, and I promise you, there's no script in front of either one of us.
No, there is not.
That's the discipline of then
right.
showing up now.
Oh, that's good. That's good, Pastor. That's true. Yeah. Well,
I agree because we bosom buddies, y'all. Right. And I never heard prove up, so I'm like, what's up? This prove up. You know me. I'm just like stuck on this prove up. What's prove up? But now I get it. I see what you're saying.
Yes.
As we get ready to close, we got about 3 minutes. We got 3 minutes. And I was watching a video. John Maxwell.
Yes.
He brought out his the cassette tapes in the 70s that he brought for his personal development. He said it was $779 or something then.
Okay.
But he said, return on investment, look at where I am now. Because I took this and became a better communicator.
Right.
And now after selling at least 3 books 1 million times, I can send other things. We're not even going to talk about his net worth.
Absolutely.
But I understand now we talk about proving up. So I said that to say this, I was listening to another life coach that I had met on Clubhouse. I can't even remember his name. He was a pastor.
Okay.
And I'm not going to get into his testimony. If I think about it, I'll tell it Nick on another show. He said there are 3 types of people. Cheaple? No, freeple. Free people.
Okay.
Free. Who want stuff for free.
Okay.
Cheaper. Who want stuff for cheap. And then people who want the premium. Like this is a premium value. And if you want the next best part of you to show up, prove up, like you got to make that investment. In anything that we do.
Right.
We have eyeliner. Just looking at you, you know what I'm saying? Hair, whatever you want. When you want to look better, it requires investing.
Right.
When you want to think better, it requires investment.
That's
when
right.
you want to sound better, it's going to require investment.
That's
when you want to feel better emotionally, like it's going to require investment.
Right. Exactly. And
God teaches stewardship. Jesus talked about time and money basically more than he talked about heaven. Investing. So I understand when you talk about, the speaker conference and people can say the monetization part.
Right.
I don't look at it like the way anymore because I'm in the profession.
Right. Exactly.
And I understand it's like some of these guys that I see that are on, that I even share with you, it's like they're good.
Right.
They're good.
Right.
They're good.
Right.
I mean, they're just good.
Right.
And they've been good for a long time. And that's it. That's it.
Yes. That's true.
They just been
That's
good.
the consistency.
Right. But you've been on the platform.
Right. Exactly.
Where the dividend to have lunch with Don Marie is not a salmon.
Right.
It's $25,000 now.
Right.
And it's like, how do you go from, and now I see because I'm following that paradigm. It's like, moving up.
Right.
So I'm good.
That's right. That's
I'm
right.
good.
And then the trajectory.
Oh my God.
Takes
Are we
place.
out of time?
We are out of time already.
But we are not out of talk. Leaders Lounge. How can we connect?
The Leaders Lounge. So there's a Leaders Lounge podcast now. And we're on episode number 21 already. And it's on Apple, it's on Spotify, it's on all of the platforms. And I don't even
Apple, Spreaker, Spotify.
Spotify.
I got it too.
Because there's a whole list. I need to write that down from the platform. Yes.
Yeah,
Where's
your phone? Pull it up.
I don't know.
Well, y'all.
But yes.
We're about
please
to log
connect
off.
to that.
I promise you, it's been fun. Leaders Lounge. Go to your Apple phone.
Thank you so much, Pastor, for having me.
We're getting ready for the Christian Business Network.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning into the Yolanda and Cornelius show.
Yes.
Come on.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you?